Hello and welcome back, everyone. And to you who might be listening for the very first time, we are really happy that you chose to spend a little part of your day here with us. I hope you are feeling comfortable right now, wherever you are listening from. Maybe at home, maybe on the bus, maybe while walking. And I want you to know that this is a safe place to listen, to think, and to grow little by little with your English.
Yes, welcome, welcome. We are truly glad you are here with us today. And before we even talk about today's topic, I just want to say something very simple and honest. If you sometimes feel nervous when you speak English, especially when you talk about your plans for the future, your tomorrow, your next day, your next step, then you are absolutely not alone, and you are exactly in the right place right now.
So many people feel this quiet fear inside when they try to talk about what they will do tomorrow, because in their mind they are thinking about grammar, about mistakes, about sounding wrong, and at the same time they want to sound natural and confident. And that small fight inside can make the voice feel tight, the words feel stuck, and the confidence feel far away.
I still remember how many times someone asked me a very simple question like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" And suddenly my mind went completely blank, even though I actually had plans. And inside I felt this strange mix of pressure and panic, because it sounded like such an easy question, but my English didn't feel ready at that moment.
And if this sounds familiar to you, if your heart beats a little faster when someone talks to you about tomorrow in English, then please stay with us. Because today we are not here to test you or judge you or correct every small mistake. We are here to walk with you slowly and gently through this topic so you can start to feel calmer and more confident when you talk about your future.
Yes, today will be soft and practical and very real, and everything we talk about can be used in your real life almost immediately, not in a classroom way, but in a human way. The way people really speak to each other every day.
And by the time we finish today, our hope is that when someone asks you about your tomorrow, you will feel a little more relaxed, a little more ready, and a little more proud of yourself for even trying.
You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be present, and we are really happy you are here with us.
Today, we are talking about a small word that carries a very big feeling inside it, and that word is tomorrow. Because tomorrow is not just a time on the calendar, it is also a symbol of plans, hopes, worries, responsibilities, and even dreams.
And the truth is, many people can talk about the past quite easily in English, and even talk about what they are doing right now, but when it comes to tomorrow, suddenly things feel less clear, less sure, and more stressful.
I remember very clearly a time in my life when I was living in another country, and people around me often asked about my plans for the next day, and inside I knew exactly what I wanted to say. But when I opened my mouth, my words felt messy, and I could hear myself mixing tenses and feeling unsure if I sounded natural at all.
I can really feel that feeling with you, because for me it was not only about the words, it was also about choosing between I will, I am going to, and sometimes even just the present tense. And all those small choices felt very heavy in my mind, even though the message was simple.
And what made it harder was this thought in my head that if I said it the wrong way, people might think I was not intelligent, or not serious, or not clear. And that fear made my voice feel smaller than I wanted it to be.
This is exactly how small grammar worries can quietly turn into big emotional blocks. And we stop ourselves from speaking freely because we are trying to be perfect, instead of just being understood.
If you are listening right now and thinking, yes, that sounds like me, then please take a slow breath and know that today is not about perfection. It is about connection and clarity, and step by step comfort.
We want you to enjoy this conversation as if you are sitting with two friends, listening, thinking, and slowly feeling more confident without pressure and without fear.
So let's gently move into daily life now, because tomorrow is something we talk about every single day, often without even thinking about it.
Yes, tomorrow lives in our messages, our calls, our plans, and our quiet thoughts before we go to sleep.
We talk about tomorrow when we speak about work, like when we say we have a meeting tomorrow morning, or we plan to finish a task tomorrow afternoon. And those simple sentences carry both meaning and responsibility.
We talk about tomorrow with family when we say we will visit someone, or when we promise to help with something, or when we explain that we cannot come because we already have another plan.
Students talk about tomorrow when they think about homework, exams, and study time, sometimes with excitement and sometimes with deep stress.
And we also talk about tomorrow when we think about rest, about taking a break, about finally relaxing after a long and heavy day.
What is interesting is that in all these situations, people usually do not stop to think about grammar in their minds. They just speak naturally about what they plan to do, what they expect, and what they hope will happen.
But when you are learning English, it can feel very different because every small sentence about tomorrow can suddenly feel like a test instead of just a message.
Sometimes tomorrow feels full of hope, like when you are waiting for good news, a visit from someone you miss, or the start of something new.
And sometimes tomorrow feels heavy, full of pressure, like when you know you have a difficult meeting, a long work day, or something uncomfortable waiting for you.
That is why talking about tomorrow is not only about time, it is also about emotion, because we are sharing how we feel about what is coming.
And because of that, many people avoid talking about tomorrow in English when they feel unsure, because they are not only afraid of mistakes, but also afraid of showing their feelings in a language that does not yet feel like home.
This is very human, very normal, and very understandable.
But at the same time, avoiding tomorrow also means avoiding a big part of connection with other people, because people naturally ask about your next day when they want to understand your life.
And this is where the deeper emotional side begins, because speaking about tomorrow is not only about words, it is about courage.
I remember one moment very clearly when I was asked about my future plans in English in front of several people, and my heart started beating fast. Not because the question was hard, but because I did not trust my English yet.
Inside, I imagine you were thinking not only about what you wanted to do, but also about how you would sound when you said it.
Exactly, and I kept thinking, what if I choose the wrong tense? What if I sound strange? And because of that focus, my answer became smaller than my real plan. And that always stayed with me as a reminder of how fear can shrink our voice.
Worrying too much about correctness can quietly stop real communication, because we start to speak less, share less, and hide our real thoughts behind safe, short answers.
But communication is not about being perfect. It is about being clear enough, kind enough to yourself, and brave enough to speak even when your voice shakes a little.
When we talk about tomorrow, we are often talking about our hopes, our worries, and our sense of responsibility, and all of that deserves to be spoken even in simple English.
And confidence does not arrive suddenly in one big moment. It grows slowly through small daily efforts, through many tiny sentences spoken with courage.
When you talk about tomorrow, even in a short and simple way, You are taking control of your story instead of letting fear choose silence for you.
Tomorrow always feels uncertain in some way, even in your own language. But when you can talk about it in English, you gain a little more power over that uncertainty.
And you do not need pressure or harsh motivation for this. You only need patience and kindness with yourself.
Because real confidence never grows from fear, it grows from repeated gentle practice.
Now, as we move forward, you will notice that we naturally repeat some expressions again and again. And this is not by accident. It is because in real life, people repeat ideas in different ways all the time.
For example, someone might say, I will work tomorrow, and later they might say, I am going to work tomorrow. And even later they might say, tomorrow I have work. And all of these feel natural.
When I say, tomorrow I'll try to finish my tasks early, I am sharing both a plan and an intention.
And when I say, I'm going to finish my tasks early tomorrow, I am sharing the same feeling, just with a slightly different sound and rhythm.
Sometimes we say, I think I will, when we are deciding in the moment.
And sometimes we say, I'm planning to, when the plan already feels clear in our mind.
The meaning is often similar, even when the structure changes, and hearing these patterns again and again helps your ear relax.
And when your ear relaxes, your mouth relaxes too, and speaking starts to feel lighter.
You might notice that we come back to the word tomorrow many times from many angles. And this is how natural learning happens, through soft repetition.
There is no need to memorize rules right now. Just listen, feel, and slowly let these patterns become familiar friends.
And now, if you feel ready, we would like to invite you to speak with us a little, very gently, and only for yourself.
You do not need to speak loudly. You can whisper or even just move your lips. What matters is that you feel the movement of language in your body.
Let us start very simply, and I will say a sentence. And after a short pause, you can repeat it in your own voice, in your own way.
There is no right or wrong here, only practice.
I am going to rest tomorrow. Take a moment and repeat.
You are doing well already, even by trying.
Now try this one. Tomorrow I will work on my goals. And take a moment to repeat.
If your pronunciation did not feel perfect, that is completely fine. It is part of your journey.
Here is another one. I have a small plan for tomorrow. Repeat when you are ready.
Every time you say a sentence like this, you are building a small bridge between today and tomorrow in English.
And now let's change it a little. Tomorrow, I'm going to meet someone important. Take your time.
You are not only practicing English right now, you are also practicing courage.
And here is one more. I hope tomorrow will be a good day. Say it softly if you like.
These sentences are simple, but they carry real feeling, and you can use them in your real life.
And now, let us gently move into a small story, a little window into a real situation where tomorrow really matters.
Imagine two people talking in the quiet of the evening, feeling a mix of nervousness and hope about the next day.
I will play one role and Sam will play the other, and we will let this story breathe naturally.
Tomorrow you have that interview, right? You sound a little quiet tonight.
Yes, I do. And honestly, I feel nervous. Not only about the interview itself, but also about how I will explain my plans and my experience in English.
That makes sense. Tomorrow feels big for you. And it is normal to feel this way when something important is coming.
I keep telling myself that I will try my best tomorrow, even if my words are not perfect.
And that promise to yourself is already very strong, much stronger than perfect grammar.
I plan to wake up early tomorrow, take a slow breath, and remind myself that I have prepared in my own way.
That sounds like a caring plan, and I believe tomorrow will bring something good for you, no matter how it goes.
Hearing that makes me feel a little calmer about tomorrow.
And that calm is something you are allowed to carry with you into the next day.
Stories like this remind us that talking about tomorrow is always connected to how we feel right now.
It is never just about time, it is always about emotion, too.
When we reflect on everything we talked about today, one thing becomes very clear to me, and that is that speaking about tomorrow is an act of courage, not a test of perfection.
Every small sentence you say about your future is a quiet step forward, even when your voice feels unsure.
And when you notice how your body feels when you talk about tomorrow, you begin to understand your relationship with the future and with the language at the same time.
Tomorrow represents change, possibility, and sometimes even fear, but speaking about it gives you a sense of movement instead of stillness.
Progress is not loud, it is quiet and steady, built from simple daily steps that often feel small in the moment.
And one day you suddenly look back and realize that those small steps change the way you speak, the way you think, and the way you feel,
So if today you only feel 1% more comfortable talking about tomorrow, that is already meaningful.
because 1% today becomes 10% later, and then one day it becomes quiet confidence.
As we come to the end of our time together today, I want to gently remind you that you do not need to rush your learning.
You are allowed to grow at your own speed in your own way.
Try, if you can, to talk about your tomorrow every day, even if it is just one simple sentence spoken to yourself.
Maybe when you wake up or maybe before you go to sleep, you can quietly say, "Tomorrow I will try again," and let that be enough.
Thank you for sharing this calm moment with us today, and for choosing to listen, to think, and to practice.
We truly appreciate your time, your effort, and your courage to keep learning.
And always remember this, even on days when you feel unsure.
You are becoming a confident English speaker step by step, word by word,
We believe in you.
and we are very happy to walk this path with you.
Until next time, take care of yourself and be kind to your voice.
Goodbye for now, and see you again very soon.